Hi guys, this video is all going to be about what we ate last weekend. It was a very hot day in Sydney and we reached a record high of 47 degrees. So we made sure kids stayed indoors, but the hot weather didn't stop us from enjoying delicious home cooked meal. I have shared breakfast to dessert recipes today which I guarantee your kids are going to love. So let's begin with the video and the recipes. So for breakfast, I have made roti triangles today, which is super yummy breakfast option made from leftover rotis. To make it, I will first make the gravy, for which I have taken half a bunch of coriander, 1 green chili and 6 to 8 pieces of garlic. I will crush all this in a mortar and pestle and make a paste. This is how it should look. Next, I will grate 2 tomatoes using a grater. I want to get rid of the skin here, so I am using this kind of grater. Otherwise, if you prefer, you can crush it as well. I have around 10 leftover rotis, so I'll be using 2 tomatoes today. But if you have say less 4 or 5 rotis, take only 1 tomato and also reduce the amount of coriander and garlic as well. Now to make the gravy, I will take a kadhai and add oil to it. Once oil is medium hot, I will add green paste to it. Make sure the oil is not hot. Now let this cook for a minute or so and then add tomatoes. Once tomatoes are added, add all dry masalas like turmeric, coriander, cumin powder and salt. Let this cook on medium flame till oil separates. Once the gravy has thickened, all the water has evaporated and oil has separated, turn the flame off, keep it aside and let it cool. Next, cut rotis into half and keep them folded like into a triangle shape. We are going to open each half and fill it with the gravy we just made. If your toddler cannot handle chili at all, you can skip the chili altogether. But if they eat mild chili like my toddlers, apply only a little paste to the rotis. Now I will fry these stuffed rotis on the tawa. So heat the tawa on medium flame, add little oil and put stuffed roti triangles on it. Roast on both sides till they turn crisp. Lastly, add a dash of water and turn the rotis around. This ensures that rotis are crisp yet they are soft for toddlers to bite into it and it's not chewy. Serve with tomato ketchup and yummy breakfast is ready. So for lunch, I am making green beans and potato veggie. To make this veggie, I will take a kadhai and add oil to it. Once oil is hot, add carom seeds or ajwain to it and also add a little bit of hing. Now add chopped green beans and potatoes to it. Stir and cover and let this cook on medium flame for 3 to 4 minutes. Now open and add salt to it and let it cook on medium flame till potatoes are soft. Once potatoes are soft, add half tablespoon of garlic ginger paste and dry masalas like turmeric powder, coriander powder, cumin powder and red chili powder. Keep in mind that ginger garlic paste will stick to the bottom of the pan unless you're using a non-stick pan, which is why I said add it after the potatoes are soft. Now let this cook for another 5 minutes on low flame, the lowest flame, and your veggie should be ready. I like to serve this veggie with roti and chas or yogurt. So our lunch is ready now, so let's go on to our evening snack. So for our evening snack, today we are having mint makhanas. So to make mint makhanas, I will first make mint and coriander powder. To make the powder, I will take few leaves of mint and coriander and wash them and dry them on kitchen paper. Once the kitchen paper has absorbed all the water, I will transfer these to another kitchen paper and microwave them for about 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure to microwave them 1 minute at a time so that you can keep an eye on them that they are not burnt. So once you've microwaved for about 2 to 3 minutes, the leaves should be crispy and dry. Once they are crispy dry, I usually roll them in between my palm and make a fine powder. You can also sieve them to take the stems out. Now keep this powder aside. Now we will be roasting the makhana. So take a pan, add 1 tablespoon ghee to it and add 1 cup makhanas. They are also known as lotus seeds. Roast them for around 4 to 5 minutes till they are crunchy. Then add 1 tablespoon of ghee again and add mint powder, half teaspoon of chaat masala and black salt to taste. Mix them all till makhanas are coated with the seasoning. And tada! Yummy tea time or evening snack is ready. My kids always finish makhanas the day I make them and they never reach my pantry. And this recipe only takes 10 minutes to make, so you can either pre-cook and store them or make them fresh every time your kids feel like eating them. So for dinner, my daughter wanted to eat paneer tikka kathi roll. So this is a toddler requested recipe. To make paneer tikka roll, first I will marinate the paneer, for which I will take 2 tablespoon yogurt, 1 tablespoon ginger garlic paste, a quarter teaspoon cumin powder, a quarter teaspoon coriander powder, a quarter teaspoon garam masala, 1 teaspoon paneer tikka or tandoori masala. I have added paneer tikka masala later as well, but in total I have added around 1 teaspoon. Mix all this well together and add 200 grams of paneer cut into small cubes. Now let this marinate for at least 15 to 20 minutes. So while paneer is marinating, I will cut half capsicum and half red onion and set it aside too. You can use red and yellow capsicum too to make the roll colorful and more appealing to your kids. Now I will make paratha dough, for which I will take 1.5 cup of wheat flour. To this I will add a quarter teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of oil and make medium to hard dough. Do not make soft dough, as harder the dough, crispier the parathas and yummier the roll would be. I always make parathas and set them aside, saute the paneer and set it aside too, and when dinner times come, everything is ready and all really I have to do is assemble. It is such a time saver if you have done meal prep in advance. I make the paratha not round but in rectangular shape so that it's easy for me to roll it and make the kathi roll, and it's also actually easy for my kids to hold it and eat. It's just less messy because all the stuffing is properly sealed and contained into the paratha and it's not falling everywhere. made all the parathas, I will now saute the paneer, for which I will take a pan, add oil to it and add marinated paneer. Let this cook on high flame, and once yogurt has dried out, add capsicum and onions. Cook for a minute or two and turn the flame off. Now to assemble the kathi roll, I will take a paratha, add tomato ketchup and green chutney as the base. Just to mention here that I have not added any green chili into the green chutney as well. Now I will add paneer mixture on the top, add fresh salad like sliced cucumber, carrots, tomatoes on the top and seal the edges using melted cheese. If you have meal prepped everything in advance, what you can do is you can take a microwave safe plate, put a paratha on it, assemble everything, put all the ingredients on it and then put sliced cheese on the edges and then microwave it for around 20 to 30 seconds. What this will do is melt the cheese and it will also heat up your paratha and your stuffing, and you can simply roll it and serve. Cheese helps bind the roll better, especially if it's for toddlers who cannot handle eating the rolls properly. Cheese seals the edges properly and keep everything in place, and you're saving yourself with a mess later on. So now you can serve this with fresh salad and green chutney, and I bet your kids will love it. Coming to the last recipe of the day, which is Kesar Pista Badam Kulfi. It's homemade and it's one to die for. You have to try this recipe at least once. Seriously, you have to. And the best thing about this kulfi recipe is that it's slow cooked and you can carry on with your life while this kulfi is slow cooking itself. So to make the kulfi, I will take a deep container, usually the one in which we boil the milk, rinse it with water and leave a little bit of water at the bottom so that milk does not burn and stick at the bottom. Now add milk. The aim is to reduce the milk to a quarter of its original quantity. Once milk has come to boil, I will add saffron and nuts to it. So here I have 10 to 12 cardamoms. I have microwaved it for around a minute. It just helps to peel the skin better and make a fine powder. Next I have unsalted pistachios and unroasted almonds. I will coarsely crush them all and add to the milk along with around 10 to 15 strands of saffron. I will add half cup of raw sugar and crushed cardamom at this stage and let this milk boil on low flame for around an hour till it is reduced to a quarter of its original quantity. Keep stirring the milk every 10 to 15 minutes and check on the consistency because we are looking for a thick consistency of milk. So once you see the milk has reduced to a quarter of its original quantity, it has become thick, it is yellow in color, it is full of flavor guys. Turn the flame off and let this mixture cool completely. Now put it in kulfi mold or simply in cups and deep freeze it for at least 12 hours. And you have yummy kulfi always in your fridge. There is nothing better than this in hot summer days. My kids never get satisfied with just one kulfi and they keep asking for more. So you have to try it. It is a very traditional way of making kulfi or an ice cream. I don't use any ice cream maker because this really tastes good. You have to try this one. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found all the recipes that I've shared today were helpful to you. These were my toddler's favorite recipes, so I thought why not share it with you guys. You can try it with your kids and toddler, and let me know in the comment section, in my community section, which was that one recipe that you really want to make for your kiddo. And please like and share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.